Yeah, ready? Yeah, we're live. Wait till
You're live.
all right. Wait till this mug comes on here.
There we go.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. I am the Athletic Geek, joined on the other end of the tin cannon string. We're live, pal, as Miss A says hello. On the end of the tin can string by Eric Wade.
What's up, guys?
And EZ of the Elite Era Network.
Greetings from Pittsburgh.
Britsburg, that is. Role model.
I'm sorry, you're right. I meant Shittsburg.
All right, look at my thing.
And welcome to this week's edition of the Just Two Marks Wrestling Recap Show. If you've never joined this show before, I met these fine gentlemen that are helping me this week at All In and StarCast. And we love wrestling. We love talking wrestling with everybody. We love sharing our love of pro wrestling with other fans. That's how we became friends. But at the end of the day, we're not insiders. We're fans, just like all of you. We're not wrestlers. We avoid the insider terms because at the end of the day, we are just...
You're 3 marks, buddy.
Dude, this many today.
No, I'm on a podcast.
This many today. And we don't have a lot to talk about really for WWE except for one real thing, but we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Holy fucking shit, was Dynamite great this week.
Oh, yeah.
In Easy's poll terms, it was all of the bubbly. It was... It was...
Yeah, they had a big week to follow last week with
Oh, yeah.
getting a million, but I don't know what the numbers were this week, but it was a damn good show.
It was all of this.
I'm going to look at it
It was
right
all
now.
of this. Yes, I have one of the last remaining bottles of that, and it's never going to be opened.
I heard they're gonna do a new label for the next pressing, for the next wave of bubbly bottles.
Well, hopefully they keep the same recipe, because it's not that bad. I mean, we tried it here on the show. We used a Jay White shirt as a rag, because fuck Jay White. Anyway, I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
I'm still waiting for my non-alcoholic bubbly.
You should have asked Stephen Amell. All right, so...
We don't watch Arrow.
Yeah, but he's the guy who makes it's his wine company. He's the one that makes the bubbly. My ear's itching.
Oh no shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, we're getting off on a tangent. We're really getting off the rails. I found out about Stephen Amell's Wine Club when I met Cody for the first time at a Ring of Honor show in St. Louis. Because I mentioned I was with my ex and we were meeting Cody, and we mentioned yeah, the day before he wrestled you, we met Stephen Amell. And he was just like, yeah, he's a busy guy. You guys familiar with this wine club? You know, where they just came out with the American Dream and American Nightmare wine. Check that out. And I didn't get to try that, but it was Cody Rhodes that told me that, yes, that is his wine club. That is his winery that makes that, Stephen Amell. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool, though.
It is pretty cool. And, Easy, you have Smackdown from last week pulled up, my friend?
I did, and then suddenly it disappeared, but yeah, Smacker Downer.
Smacker Downer.
So, I am confused. We got Roman Reigns who teamed up with Jey Uso because cousins, family. Are we supposed to boo or cheer these guys? I don't know.
Well,
But they ultimately had a matchup against Sheamus and King Corbin. Because, yeah, that's a match we wanted to see. But, yeah. No, I mean, obviously, they won, Uso and Reigns, so it's cool. And then Bayley explains an attack about Banks, but just basically, instead of answering the answers, she still had questions about whether, well, according to CBS, it says she asked if Banks thought she was an idiot who didn't know what her partner was thinking all along. Bayley knew. She said that Banks was just waiting for a moment to strike after keeping her close for years. So it's basically just one of those keeping your friends close, your enemies closer, and backstab them when you want to. So
Eh,
the typical little friend betrayal
right.
rivalry we're gonna
I
have.
know. I know we're getting ahead of ourselves, but I do want to point out a great comment from our chat. Miss A says the Elite is going through the stage of grief because their group is falling apart. The Bucks is in anger, Kenny is in denial, and Hangman is in bargaining. It's a fair interpretation. I don't know if that's exactly what they're going for, but if it is, you caught it before we did. So yeah. And Ray says Boo earns. Um,
SCU.
it's you. Um,
I think Brewers. But yeah, then there was a Intercontinental Championship match that ended in disqualification because we're gonna do that CM Punk thing where there's two titles. But
Two
okay.
congruent intercontinental. There's three of them.
well, actually,
Three intercontinental champions.
let's be clear. It isn't the CM Punk thing where there's two titles. It's the Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels thing where there's two. It's more Razor Ramon and Shawn because one, it's the Intercontinental title, and two, one guy went away.
Yeah. And
Yeah, they gotta settle this with a ladder match.
I'd be okay with
Cesaro,
a ladder
I
match
would love that.
between Sami Zayn, AJ Styles, and Jeff Hardy. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it sounds like a good match, to be honest.
Um, Cesaro and Nakamura had a matchup against the the party of people that, oh yeah, they still have jobs. Lucha House Party, because apparently, yeah, they're still employed. And Otis took on John Morrison and won, and then Miz stole the Money in the Bank briefcase. Apparently, I think, I don't know. Oh, something about the lunchbox.
I'm kind of wondering what they're kind of doing with this. To be honest with you,
And I'm like,
They're
okay,
not doing
is
nothing. They don't
Otis,
know what to do with it.
Otis even going to cash in something? Or I'm still like so lost about like how did Otis win? Because people couldn't keep their hands on the briefcase.
I just don't understand what they're trying to like. In our other group, the people were upset that Otis won in general. Just, oh, this is the smack in the face of
nah,
Money in the Bank. But
nah,
I
nah.
thought it was a good idea
Yeah,
because they can always turn it into comedy. But lately, they haven't really been doing anything with it. It's just like
I
week after week of the same skit.
now see. I'm not gonna say I was my first choice to win it, or that I picked it. My opinion that I mentioned here on the show is the same. I'm not gonna
Is
say he
his
was my.
partner hurt, or is he still?
I don't
Is
know.
Tucker still there?
But when it comes to Otis being Money in the Bank champion, he's not my first choice, but he's white hot right now, and he's over. And it'd be hypocritical of me for of being on this show going, why are they chopping Rusev's legs off from underneath him? Why are they chopping Damien, maybe not on the show, but like, why are they chopping Damien Sandow's legs out? Why aren't they using this guy when he's hot? Why aren't they using this guy when he's hot? Otis is hot and they used him. So, I mean, I really, like I said, not my first choice, but I'm not going to say it's a bad call because, I mean, shit. They're at least using somebody who is asking to be used.
And now a very anticipated Firefly Fun House had Wyatt introduce a new friend called Pasquale the Preserving Parrot, only to discover that he forgot to cut holes in the box and the parrot was not resting. It is stone dead. A breath of life. It rests in peace. If he had, if
You
he
should have
had
just,
cut
if they were
holes,
gonna do a
Is
character
it
like that, where they
ex-parrot?
just had it already dead in the box or whatever, they should have just done Eric Rowan Spider.
oh, true. Okay, did they ever like reveal like what the hell they were gonna do with that spider? The
No,
spider
I listened to a podcast recently. I know this is just too much or whatever, but I listened to a podcast where they're talking about behind the scenes kind of stuff. And even Eric Rowan said they had no idea what it was going to be. Like, they just told me you're going to carry around a cage. And then a couple weeks later, he's like, okay, so what's in the cage? And they're like, we don't. Just keep it up. Like, just keep on the charade. And it's just like, this sucks. Like, can you imagine being in that spot? Like, what
See,
embarrassing.
I mean, being the elite turned a bad botch into something funny.
Right.
Mhm.
So now I'm hoping Nakamura versus Matt Snyder. That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
I mean
Anyways,
Nakazawa, not
wait,
Nakamura.
but after that technical difficulty, Evil McMahon puppet says, "Wyatt, you cannot handle this fun house. So I've introduced to you a special advisor." And I swear, I actually was laughing my ass off so much. It is Wobbly Walrus, who is a who is totally not Paul Heyman as a walrus. Cuckoo.
Yeah.
That was like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's pretty
I
funny.
loved it
That's
though.
probably
I
the
liked it.
biggest talking point from
I will
SmackDown
admit, I
too.
thought it was funny. It's, I'm shocked. It's like, come on, you have a dead parrot joke and you couldn't do anything with Monty Python in it.
Well, you see, Vince probably's never heard of Monty Python, so he assumes no one else has either.
But they invented the dead parrot joke.
I know, but much like when Paul Burchill was had a pirate character to cash in on Pirates of the Caribbean, Vince McMahon didn't know what Pirates of the Caribbean was and assumed that no one else would know it too, or no one else would know either. So he kind of
Thought Porto could have had something fun with it, but it's like, oh well,
Mm.
can only do so much.
Then they made him incestful.
Mhm. Oh
Anyway,
well, that
let's
was
go to Raw.
SmackDown, and now for okay, wake me up when this is over.
Wake up! Oh yeah, we do have
Okay.
the.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't watch Raw. This is so dull.
Well, we'll wake you up when September ends, but let's get through this one.
Right. Oh, someone posted in the comment, Wobbly Wallace, a mashup of Heyman and Kevin Dunn. Uh, I just saw that.
Oh yeah, the T. Yep. Okay. Yep. Yep. Okay. Yep. I didn't think about that one just yet.
That's funny. Wait, I'm the AEW expert on here. Why am I looking at WWE crap?
Because you're tagging in for Jedi, who normally looks everything up.
Whatever. Alright, so, let's see. The stakes are high for McIntyre Lee. Street Profits took on Cesaro and Nakamura for champions versus champions match. Zelina Vega, I think it looks like she's back.
I wanted to talk about that part, Selena Vega,
Yeah.
You can talk it.
because just the other week ago, whenever we were talking about it, I was telling Eli how annoyed I am with her.
Who's he?
Kevin Eli.
I was telling
Who?
Mr.
Kayfabe.
Mr. Cut Off Sleeve Guns over here. I was I was telling Geek, I'm sick of Selena Vega because she doesn't. What is she there for? She just it's the same storyline every week where it's Andrade and who's the other guy? Anyway, well, whatever.
Yeah.
Andrade and Andrade Jr. Basically, they look like brothers. But she's just there every week trying to like wrangle them up and getting them matches, but they don't win them. And then it's like, what is she even doing? Like, I don't understand what this character because she tries to dress all high fashion and shit. So it's like, I don't understand what her role is. Like, what is she doing here? But this last Monday, I fucking loved every single minute of their storyline where she's just like, you know what? I'm over it. Fuck you guys. And then going to challenge Asuka or whatever. I don't understand why she's going to get a title shot. Like, she hasn't won.
That part I don't
nothing.
understand either, but yeah, I'm kind of with you. At least they're doing something with her. And for the reason I have I don't know who this guy who shares a name with the Giants quarterback is, but the reason that I have my the tank top on is because my tattoo artist advised not to wear something that will rub up against this for 48 hours, if I can
Yeah,
help
that's
it.
true. That is true, yeah.
By the way, the tank top you got is too sweet.
That's a nice one. It looks cool, too.
Yeah, it's not a bad one. I bought it back when it was like a relevant group.
Like me. It is relevant. Evil is taking over.
But no,
The Bullet Club now is like the NWO in like April of 1999, where it's like, oh, this is not as good as it once was.
well, they're the Elks Lodge. They have a million
Evil.
members.
But evil is the leader. Like, come on. Evil Club for life.
And
Would you
They,
rather have it be? Would you rather have it be your favorite New Zealand boy, Jay White?
actually, I like Jay White being. We're really getting off the rails here. I like Jay White being the spokesman, but not the champion. I would not mind it if Jay was like the freaking like Loki, the annoying little gnat going, "Shut, bro, these are my guys, and they gonna beat you. This is evil, and this is Kenta, and they gonna kick your ass." And
Yeah.
then him be like just the cowardice, guy like, "Oh, don't hurt me, no, don't hurt me." That's a better role for Jay than I'm a bad motherfucker, y'all. I'm gonna beat everybody.
The Bullet Club just comes in waves. Like they'll have a wave of a hot trio or maybe five guys, and then they just kind of get passed under the rug, and then they have another wave come in that are the next Bullet Club guys. But the other guys didn't go away; they're still in the Bullet Club. Don't forget about them.
Yeah.
But they're paying their dues. It's like the Elks Lodge now, where it's like they have so many members. Every Sunday they have a fish cookout or whatever it is.
So, bro, it's fish. We're having a fish fry with the Bullet Club members.
Bullet Club fish fry every first Sunday of the month. Yeah.
Honestly, though, as
Right,
far as
so-
like factions in New Japan, though, I think you got Lij, then Suzuki Goon, then Bullet Club, then Chaos, because Chaos is just like literally those are just guys.
Mhm.
Alright. Well, the main highlights of Raw, we had Retribution interrupt the main event because, yeah, we're going to create chaos. Yeah. We hate corporates and such. Yeah. Like, okay, cool. But then apparently the Hurt Business.
The Hurt
Okay,
Business.
I'm gonna call them Black Shield. Black Shield then comes out, and everyone just starts brawling. And apparently, like McIntyre and Lee, they're trying to fight off everyone, and the show goes off the air. But before that, it was Rollins against Dominic Mysterio in a steel cage match because, yeah, we're still rolling with this.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah. What? Like, why are we still watching this feud?
Yep. No, this is dumb.
SummerSlam was like what, 3 weeks now? It's done. Get over it.
They had a match at SummerSlam that should have been it. Like, how are you gonna? SummerSlam's supposed to be one of the big 4 pay-per-views of the year, and if they're not gonna squash the rivalry there and keep it up for weeks and weeks after, it's like what? And especially SummerSlam wasn't even a cage match. Like, they had a cage match on Raw, and it's just like, why do you guys even do this for? Like, I've seen this.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you.
But anyways,
But I like the Hurt Business. I think
I do like
I
the
like
Hurt Business.
Stables. I like Stables, and they always add something unique or threaten. They always have like a threatening presence to them, whatever. But the Hurt Business, I like them. At first, I didn't get into it, but the more they're adding more people, and they seem to be a good dominant force, or whatever. MVP, I'm not really a big fan of, but he can talk.
Right.
I'll give him that. So it's like as long as he doesn't keep wrestling. I thought he was supposed to retire a while ago, but
I don't know.
if he's just the mouthpiece or manager or like interrupts every while, he takes a bump every once in a while, but not actually in a match. But the 3 guys who are in the stable get all the credit. I'm down for that.
The thing to kind of go back to what you're saying, I like stables as well if they're done. Going back to this, like how New Japan does it, where it's like, hey, and to a certain extent AEW. If you're gonna have a bunch of tag matches on TV to lead up to the pay-per-view, at least when you have stables, you have pairings that make sense.
Yeah.
When you're not gonna have a bunch of singles matches on a tour, it makes sense for the tag match to be Naito, Bushi, and Sonata versus Evil Jay and Gato. And then you got the one guy in the stable, Gato, who could take the fall. And like you mentioned, like with the Hurt Business, you got MVP who can take the fall in the match.
Right. Yeah. I see it. It's just that maybe it's just because a while ago he was already said to have retired, and then he came back as like a GM, and now he's just like the leader for business, whatever. But it's like, dude, choose a lane. Like, stop trying to fucking do everything, and just do whatever. Like, he was commentating too on Raw, so it's like, dude, like you can't do everything. Like, come on.
Right.
If you're gonna be a wrestler, be a wrestler. If you're gonna be a stable manager, be a stable manager. If you're gonna be an announcer, be an announcer. Like,
it is really cool how well AEW has done their stables. You've got
right,
or at least with managers. You've got Team Taz. You've got, and we'll get more to this, but you got Taz's team. You got Tully's team. You got Eddie Kingston's team. You got, well, you don't have the Elite anymore, but you have a variation of that. You got the Nightmare Family. You got SCU. You got
Dark Order.
Dark Order. So, that's something AEW's done very well. Is I know some people in our group don't care for there being that many stables, but I like it because, one, like I said, you have a lot of stables. When you don't want to give away big money singles matches on TV for free, you at least have people who it makes sense they're teaming up together. And,
right. The idea just shot in my head right now too. The best friends should have, because there are 3 people.
Yeah.
They should add a female. Who perfect would be in that group than Kylie Ray. Too bad that she's not in AEW though.
I know. Hey, what about his mom? What about Trent's mom?
After this, after what happened.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Yeah. Let's get to NXT, and then with Sally, we can talk about the epic night of AEW.
All right, because I think isn't NXT having their own like roster issues where there's too many people?
Yeah.
I mean, other than the obvious, I don't really know of any like.
They just released 60 people. I didn't read who was released or whatever, but they can release 100 and they'll still have 500 people on the roster.
There was something about a #1 contenders match to fight Finn Balor.
Oh, hey, didn't Retribution do something else and that we need to talk about?
Oh yeah, they cut some promo by saying, "Oh, people sold their souls to the machine." I'm like, okay.
They gave a really awkward promo.
Okay.
I don't know. Again, it's just one of those. I'm not getting it. Oh, and also, Braun Strowman's on Raw Underground because Raw Underground. Raw.
Raw Underground is just like.
It's kind of dwindling. At first it was.
It's dumb. It was stupid to begin. I never liked it. I'm sorry. I will not be a complete player hater. I give them credit for trying something new in the time of a pandemic. So, straight up props for trying to be different. But
it's one of those things where they had an idea but no vision. So weeks after weeks, all of a sudden it's just.
But you want to know what's sad about that whole fucking thing? Okay, WWE, the end-all, be-all, according to some of our friends and a lot of people on the internet and a lot of people who have podcasts that are, whose opinions in the minds of the masses carry more weight than the 3 of us.
Mm-hmm.
They say, WWE's always the best. WWE's always the best. Yeah, you may like it, but, WWE's always the best. You're always, they're always one step ahead of you because they're just smarter, they're better, they got everything, they got a genius running it, and sometimes it's hard to argue with them when you look at the bottom line and the past success. But they're supposed to be the creative geniuses. They're supposed to be the creative geniuses, and everybody else is just, catering to a niche group. But you know what? Fucking GCW has a better fucking vision of what Raw Underground's supposed to be than fucking the WWE. Because every year WrestleMania weekend, Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, it was Matt Riddle's Bloodsport, but it became Josh Barnett's Bloodsport, is about 10,000 times better than what Raw Underground has been. Is somebody getting swallowed up?
No, sorry, I was eating chips.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell is that
Let's
noise?
say, is someone getting swallowed?
Again, sorry, I was eating chips.
That's all good.
But no, yeah,
Alright.
Raw Underground, man, what a cluster! Because it started as a good idea. It started as a different
It was a
angle. It started as
stupid
something
idea to
fresh.
begin with.
Well, I mean, yeah, but so is pro
But
wrestling. Everything, you know, as long
Everything
as
in
I
pro
can be
wrestling be
entertained.
stupid. It's just, yeah, it wasn't a bad idea. It was just like they executed so poorly.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, the
Exactly.
Boneyard match
Yeah.
seemed like a stupid idea, but fuck, it was one of the best matches on WrestleMania.
Right. It's a stupid idea to have your mom drop you off in the arena and then fight for her honor later, but they pull it off so great.
Yeah.
It's a stupid idea to you know what I mean? Like everything is a dumb idea until you do it great. But it's like they dropped the ball weeks. Like they introduced it and literally like the next week it changed completely, and now week after week it's just
What even is
like I
it?
said, it's just dwindling. Like there's
Yeah.
nothing they can do to make it interesting now because they've already fucked it. And then now Braun is running the. It's like, dude, we've seen Braun destroy ambulances and lift them and part. And so it's like now all of a sudden he's in Raw Underground. It's like, why? Why would you? Like, what are we going for? What is this again? Like, I just don't understand.
Yeah,
Very
it's,
I don't
strange.
know.
again, not going to be a hater. They wanted to be different during a pandemic, So props for that. Props for not just, continuing in a boring, empty arena with no fans and just being like, oh, wow, this is just quiet and terrible. So I'll give them credit there. A for effort, but F in execution.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So NXT,
Had a bunch of interesting matchups here. But I'm gonna try to find some highlights here. Let's see what we got here.
I don't really watch
Hmm.
NXT, so I don't really have any.
No. Well, the one match that I really just kind of looked at, there was Undisputed Era, Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish against Drake Maverick and Killian. What the fuck am I doing here, Dane?
Yeah, the AOC always has that problem where it's like they have really good talent and they
Doesn't
outsource people from everywhere, but they don't.
isn't
Every once in a
Killian
while, it's
on?
like,
Isn't he on NXT UK though?
is he?
I thought he was.
Well, they're supposed to make their official comeback. Oh, I don't.
No.
Maybe I'm wrong about the dates. I thought it was next week, but it might have happened already. But regardless, NXT is always like one of those things where it's like they're a good show, but they're
yeah.
not their own promotion. So to watch it is kind of a waste of time because you're going to watch guys like Keith Lee get called up and get completely ruined on the main roster, and it's just like,
Let's say
why do I even
now, see,
care?
I'm kind of, well, see, I get that perspective. To me, I'm kind of the opposite. It's like, appreciate this shit now. That's kind of me watching NXT. It's like, oh, Keith Lee's being awesome. Fucking,
Yeah, it's like you better.
bask in that's glory because they're gonna fucking ruin him on the main roster. Undisputed Era, fucking just enjoy them being the best, fucking one of the best stables in
Yeah.
wrestling here because they're gonna be shit.
It's like
And
growing up with brothers, and you're like, you better grab that last piece of pizza now, enjoy it, because it's
Mhm.
not going to be there tomorrow. And when it is there tomorrow, it's going to be moldy as shit. Ants all
right.
over it.
So then Regal also says there's going
I
to
do want to
be
point out there was a good match between Austin
Mhm.
Theory and Kushida.
Yes, there was that too. Regal says there's going to be a gauntlet eliminator match to determine Finn Balor's opponent for the next NXT Takeover, but he's not going to say who the 5 men are. And so help me God, if I hear VD in there, I'm going to smite someone. Again, from now on, I'm gonna just call him VD because the dream does not have any memory of it. And I
I
don't care what anyone else says out there. No, he should not be in that kind of scenario to begin with. But anyways, there's
Yeah.
that part, and then the main event was the North American Championship matchup between Timothy Thatcher and Damian Priest.
Good match. I enjoyed
Yeah,
this
I'm
match.
kind of more.
I
Oh, sorry.
want to say this. I like him as Damian Priest way more than I ever liked him in Ring of Honor as Punishment Martinez. I'll say that much. I am way more invested in him on NXT than he was on the Indies, and so job well done there. I'll give him credit.
Yeah,
I don't think I ever
Priest
saw him on
was,
the Indies.
I saw him in a few. I ironically saw a triple threat between at the show where I learned about Stephen Amell's Wine Club from Cody Rhodes is where I saw him. He wrestled for the ROH title in a triple threat against the champion Daniels and Jay White.
Mm.
A young Jay White, a pre-Switchblade Jay White.
Yeah, I saw Switchblade when he was Switchblade versus Hangman. Nobody knew who these people were when they entered the arena, but by the time they left, everyone gave them a standing ovation. That's when I knew Hangman and Jay White. They're my new favorite future guys. But Jay White hasn't really been doing shit. I'll admit it. Hangman, he's doing great things.
Jay White kind of got turned into Roman Reigns for me. He got given too much too soon, and yeah.
Too much too soon, but he can go. He's not like Baron Corbin where he's like boring to watch.
I'm not going to say that. And, if you listen to my G1 preview, you'll see me actually give some praise to Jay. But he's just not. He is pretty much the equivalent. Him holding the IWGP title is like pretty much the equivalent of like Griff Garrison coming and beating Mox.
Yeah. When he won the belt, I was like, nope, too soon. And he beat Okada. Come on.
He beat Tanahashi. He beat Tanahashi. But the thing that was stupid about them putting the belt on Jay before the Garden was they kept talking about how we want to make the Garden a big deal. Well, Tanahashi and Okada was probably one of the biggest rivalries in the history of the company. It was essentially Rock Austin of New Japan in this decade.
You think that Buck relations too? That Madison Square Garden show. Do you think guys like Okada?
You're not gonna want to hear this because I know you're a fan. What fucked up the relationship was the Enzo and Cash shit.
No, because hold on, hear me out. Because what I was gonna say was like guys like Okada or Ibushi or they had to travel to the States, New York. I mean,
yeah,
everyone wants to perform at this Garden anyway, whatever. But imagine being told months before, fucking the Elite are basically gonna, carry this thing. We're gonna have matches that are gonna be great. It's gonna sell out in a minute. People are gonna be coming from all over the world. Suddenly, the Elite is rumored to not even be there, and people are like, "Whoa, wait a minute, maybe this show's not gonna be that great, whatever." But imagine being a guy like Okada, where I'm booking the show in hopes that it's gonna be a knockout of the park. You know what I mean? And then
it still was a great show.
It was a great show, but
it was an average show. I'm gonna be honest. I went to 5 shows that weekend. It was next to last. I liked WrestleMania more than, with the exception of one match on that card. I liked all of WrestleMania better. But WrestleMania was a better top to bottom show than the Garden.
But my point. But before
back to the point.
Before we get all deep in it, because that we can save that for the Monday thing if we're doing the Monday podcast, or whatever. But the reason why, or what I was going to say was imagine being in Okada's shoes, where you're the top star in Japan and even around the world. People know Okada and they love him. But imagine being told, okay, you're going to be booked for a show in Madison Square Garden, and it's going to be through the roof. Just the best show you're ever going to put on or be involved with or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you get there and then everything falls through from there's no Kenny or the Bucks, so we don't have that much presence that we thought we would. Well, now the Enzo and Cass thing fell through and people turned on it immediately, or just whatever, just all this shit after when you left that show and everyone's feeling like, you know what, that wasn't that good. Could you imagine being New Japan or Ring of Honor being like, well, we're not doing that shit?
Well, here was Ring of Honor's problem with that whole show. Ring of Honor, I can't imagine how Okada was feeling, especially because But even still, it's like if Ring of Honor can't get a hold of the Bucks, they just really, I'm not going after everybody, but for everybody that says, if you listen to Bully Ray, he's, this is why I don't trust much what Bully Ray says. Bully Ray had a lot of creative influence on that show.
Yeah, he even tried to, not interrupt her. He came out for the EndoCast thing trying to bully people around again. But no, but what I'm saying is when I bought
if he was as good as he fucking says he is, or if he's as smart as everybody fucking thinks he is, he would have been able to make chicken salad chicken shit, because Ring of Honor has had departures before. They've lost CM Punk, they lost Daniel Bryan, they lost Samoa Joe, they lost Christopher Daniels, they lost AJ Styles, and they never ever lost a beat. But when the Elite left, they lost a beat. And if they lost that 12 beats, and they didn't know what the fuck to do. They
had Marty, and now Marty's under ice.
But I remember when tickets went on sale, and I bought my tickets assuming the Elite would be there. And then maybe like a month or so later, they announced oh, we're not going to be there because we're doing our own thing now, and blah, blah, blah. And I even considered trying to sell my tickets, but I'm like, no, I'm going to be in New York. What the fuck else would I be doing anyway that day? So I kept them. And the show is, like I said, I went to 3 shows that weekend, and it was my second show. I didn't really like the NXT one that much, but the Madison Square Garden show should have been a fucking knockout, but it wasn't. And so I'm just thinking, maybe talent relations got hindered for that too, because they promised the world and super underdelivered, where it's well, why should we trust you again?
Right.
So
another problem with that whole show was, I get Ring of Honor needed to have, it was their show, so they had every right to put big matches on there. I'm not complaining about that, but
right, yeah.
Okay, but Ring of, you have Jushin Thunder Liger in his only appearance in the Garden, and what do you do with him? Put him in a goddamn battle royal.
And who was the guy who spit the green? I'm trying to think.
Great Muta.
Yeah, Muta. His retirement match, was it?
No, it wasn't his retirement match, but it was his only time in the Garden. Instead of using them in a big, I'm not saying they had to have a title match or nothing, but at least give them a match, not a fucking. Don't put them on the fucking pre-show.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That show, Madison Square Garden, could be an entire episode in its own.
Oh yeah, just it was a shit show. I will fully admit that. I went to 5 shows that weekend, and that was number 4 on my list. And that's the only reason it's number 4 is because I didn't even get to see all of the Rev Pro show because I had to hot-foot it to Barclays Center.
Right. Well, me and you do have different opinions, though, because I thought End Zone Cast was the best thing of the show.
Well, here's the thing. But I'm going to let you know. Here's why that thing was bad. And that's
I love End Zone Cast.
That's fine. You can like End Zone Cast. That's fine. But it took away from the angle New Japan wanted to run on the same time, because everybody, instead of pay attention to Riano, Ring of Honor said, let's put Enzo and Cass in there now.
Right.
Well, then nobody paid attention to Riano, which was something that New Japan was trying to set up for their own show. And Ring of Honor, and they didn't tell New Japan, we're going to be running our own angle while you're running your angle. And
I heard that they didn't.
And New Japan went, what the fuck are you doing? We were doing something.
Yeah. But that's Bully Ray's fault, right? Or wasn't? I heard Bully Ray was somehow indirectly involved in not communicating correctly or whatever the fuck. But the point is, where you're saying too, I'm tired of Bully Ray, dude. Why is he still pulling shots, or why is he still having matches, or what? Even if he's talking shit on a podcast or whatever, people
Bully
are, Bully Ray's right.
This is my opinion on Bully Ray. And I'll say this, all respect to Bully Ray. He's a legend. He's a Hall of Famer, and he has every right to express his opinion. But when I hear Bully Ray, I either hear somebody who's trying to suck someone's ass to get a job, or B, the person who's not giving him a job is bad. That's why that's why he's always, and if he don't like AEW, he don't like AEW. That's his bag. But that's why he's always harder on AEW because, because notice he loved the fucking Young Bucks before they defected. When they're in Ring of Honor, there's as good as me and my brother. Yeah.
We shared a sausage sandwich one time in the subway. You can't get more closer than that. And he always sounds like he's chewing on a fucking meatball sandwich. But it's like I don't even if he has been in the industry, he's a legend. You want to listen to him, whatever. I don't want to just hear him talk shit. Where it's like, dude, you have to. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know everything, and you're not
Yeah.
the be all end all because you weren't. Yeah, you're the Dudley Boy, whatever, and you're great. But it's like, come on, dude.
When I
Dudley
listen
Boy,
to Bully, I have like a very not quite as he's not as bad as Cornette, but I have a very similar opinion to where it's like for every
I know what you're talking
one
about,
good point he makes, he'll say about 12 things that make me go, God damn it, this is a waste of time listening to him.
Right. It sounds like you're being yelled at by like your dad. It's like, dude, it's just a match. Like, it wasn't even that bad. Like, what are you talking about? Well, when I was a kid, they fucking. Yeah. It's like, yeah, but dude,
Apparently, we have 100 subscribers now.
Hell yeah!
I only see 98, but thanks. Nope, we're at 100. Woo! Somebody's gonna unsubscribe and take that number down. But awesome.
Oh, that's it. I'm over this.
Yeah. Fuck
Hell
this.
Yeah, man! Congratulations.
No, thank you. Bully Ray's gonna tell everybody to cancel me after he hears this.
Well, yeah, my main point was just like, dude, talk all you want or whatever, but like, I'm tired of watching you. Cause at that point, when we were watching him at the Garden too, and he ran in again, it's like, fuck, this guy just won't go away. He was like involved in everything after he retired for the 5th time or whatever the hell from WWE. All of a sudden, now he's just in every single indie show, and he's doing all. And it's just like, dude, stop inserting yourself. And if you're gonna insert yourself, stop talking shit. Like, stop criticizing everything and stop whatever. But it's like, yeah, people take his work for way too seriously or for what it is or whatever. But it's like, I don't know. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of hearing it. Shit like that. Him, Cornette, all those guys.
Him, Cornette, and Russo they're all a weird 3-way coin that I'm tired of hearing. Anyway, let's bring the boom. Dynamite. Let's get to it.
Back to
Oh, God, no. Okay, well, AEW, this was definitely flipping interesting. So right before we had our first match between FTR and Jurassic Express, the Young Bucks just come out of nowhere, and then they super kick Mike Fossey, and I was like, whoa, where the hell is that coming from? And then
super kick party.
Yep. And then as they just walk away, you see the Bucks
throw a lot of money at Tony Khan.
Some money. You see a wild Tony Khan, he just throw money as Khan is confused as he's just as confused as when he wakes up in the middle of the night saying, hold on, I own a football team? So, I'm sorry, to any Jacksonville Jaguars fans, no. Anyways, back to wrestling. FTR, Jurassic Express, pretty damn good matchup too.
Oh, yeah.
Twists, turns, everything, and all that, and FTR gets the win.
I think FTR gets a lot of unnecessary hate, because this was awesome.
No, honestly, it's like, they're tag champs. This is what they
No, I mean, like, from fans. Like, there's a lot of people that, really do subscribe to this is passé, this is old, Why do I want to see this kind of bullshit when I could see the Young Bucks do a Meltzer driver, you guys? And I'm not trying to be Bully Ray right now. I prefer FTR to the Young Bucks, but I also think the Young Bucks hold more merit than what a lot of the old school people give them credit for. But I think this match to me just proved how good FTR is, and it's going to get even better when they wrestle the Bucks.
I'm going to bring up Miro's Twitch really quick because Miro Rusev, former Rusev, WWE Rusev.
Oh yeah.
He just had on his Twitch where he was comparing AEW to other companies, and he even said like the reason why I fell in love with AEW like almost right away was because they embrace all of the different styles of wrestling. It's kind of like UFC where it's mixed martial arts, and he said like. You can go to wrestling and you can learn this style or this style or this style or this style or this style. But once you go to WWE, they want you to learn one style, their style. And then when you go to AEW, when they go to AEW, they're like, no, we don't have a style we want you to adhere to. Use whatever you like, and then
Right.
make it work. Like it's up to you guys now to
Mm-hmm.
make it work amongst yourselves. But that's like with FTR well, eventually when FTR faces the Bucks, you know it's going to be great because it's two styles clashing. It's not two teams from the same company clashing. It's two styles clashing, and they're going to have a great match, for what I hope. But like you're saying now, FTR had a great match against Private Party. Private Party even has a really different style. They're newer and they're
Mm-hmm.
younger, obviously, but like they they're not. When you watch these matches, you can just tell it's all improvisation. What you can tell is like a great. That's what wrestling's all about. You have to improvise on the spot, and you have to like
Right.
read your opponent, and you have to like try to strategize in the moment or whatever. But if you're all learning the same system and you all learn how to work safe or work from the right hand
Yeah.
side or whatever all that shit is,
Working safe
then
is
they're
important,
they're
but yeah.
yeah. But Miro, I've been watching a lot of these guys' Twitches and YouTubes and stuff lately, so it's interesting to hear their perspectives when they like are in their comfort zone and they're relaxed and so they're willing to talk. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
oh yeah, it's but hearing him say that, I was like, yeah, dude, you know what? That does make sense though, because even people, oh, that was a botch or that was a botch. Yeah, but they're two different styles. Like Lucha Brothers versus FTR, it sounds like a clusterfuck because it's two different styles, but it's probably going to be amazing because it's two different styles. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so it's like
Mm-hmm.
I embrace AEW or I like AEW even more because they embrace that. Well, whereas other places are like, you know, you have to adhere to our safe working environment, whatever, and then you're gonna have a subpar, boring, or even botched match where it's like, was that really the intention of the finish, or you know what I mean? Like
Right.
you're just like sitting there like, that should have been better than it was. But every time I watch an AEW thing where the people involved, it's like, dude, that was amazing because they did all this crazy shit that you don't see otherwhere else. But like, it didn't feel copy and pasted. So I appreciate that kind of stuff, or whatever. But same thing with the FTR match and stuff. They that because we always hear it. Oh, their matches are filled with botches. This is the worst. FTR, what's the big deal? In WWE, I don't remember really ever seeing their matches on the main roster. I don't really
I
watch
remember their
NXT, so I
NXT
didn't get
stuff
to
with
watch.
DIY. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of their great matches from NXT, but I don't catch up with it too often, so I don't know. But watching them on AEW, they're great. What are you watching to complain about? But also, like I'm saying, when they're contrasting with other styles, but riffing with other people too, it's great to watch. It's like, dude,
Mm-hmm.
this is wrestling. It's fucking
Yes.
awesome.
But yeah, FTR. That match made me say yeah.
Oh yeah. So we
No
had
one got the
also.
joke. Y'all suck.
Sorry. So we had Hangman against Frankie Kaz.
Fucking
Yeah,
love this
this was one of
match.
my favorite matches too.
Oh,
I
this was
love this match.
fucking
Not enough people are
great.
talking about it.
No, and they need to be. This was awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah. From the storyline perspective to the
In
wrestlers,
the match,
it was
the
amazing.
story of him, just all the different ways that Kaz and Hangman were countering to try and get the buckshot lariat out. That was great. Just you thought he's gonna hit, and then you think he's gonna lose, and you think he's gonna hit, and then you think Hangman's gonna lose, and he ultimately hits it, and then you have Kenny Omega. He hasn't gone into full cleaner mode yet, but you've got him being a
Yes.
pretentious asshole on commentary.
Well, they're even saying, well, yeah, I was supposed to be, this is a tag team, but I said no, because I don't want to, I'm over it. So I'm just here to watch. And just like all the, dude, like they're so fucking great at storytelling right now. It's insane. The matches, everyone's going to watch a match and be like, well, I saw this botch, or I saw this mistake, or I don't click with this character, or I don't like whatever.
And that
But
there's
when you
nothing,
sit aside and
and there's nothing wrong with if that's what entertains you through wrestling. God bless you, that's fine. But as you were
right,
saying, Eric, yeah, all the storytelling's great right now.
but it's like, why should I watch next week? Oh, because of this reason, this reason, this reason, this reason, this reason. Fuck yeah, I'm gonna watch. And then this is one of those things where it's like if you're not watching because of Hangman and what's happening with Kenny, and if you're keeping up, even if you don't keep up with BT or whatever, like weekly TV kind of fills you in just enough to be like, well, what's gonna happen with these two next week or whatever. But if you're not watching for that, you're watching for the best friends or for Jericho or Moxley's new. It's just all these new fucking storylines where it's like, dude, these guys they're really kicking out of the park because like you don't get that everywhere else.
Yeah.
Just to interrupt a moment for anyone in the football world, Joe Buck has been announced as the newest Hall of Fame inductee for the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Good for
Just
him.
heard about it. Yeah, love him or hate him, I actually like Joe Buck. He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But anyways,
We're talking
I got
Dynamite here.
football on. Well, I had football on, so I just saw a video montage for Joe Buck. And I was like, what the hell's going on? But no, he's going to the Hall of Fame. Anyways, the next match was between MJF against some guy named Sean Dean that just ended in a complete
Just kind
squash.
of your MJF claiming to be the uncrowned world champion. Just some typical. Good way to get MJF some some jeers from the crowd and good promo, and that's about it.
Well, who do you think? We were discussing this last time. Who's MJF's next opponent? Or Jericho? Because it seems like him and Jericho might have a little bit of issues together, or whatever. But like,
I feel like they might be just like kind of. They maybe don't have someone ready for MJF yet, so they're gonna do this now.
Wait, aren't they building on Wardlow just backstabbing him? Still?
Well, Wardlow can't really backstab. I remember he said like, well, first off, Wardlow backstabs him. Fucking MJF earned it. Let's be honest.
Wardlow needs to start building up matches, though. Has he even wrestled yet?
He wrestles
I know
on
he
Dark.
has, like,
he's wrestled a couple of times.
He
Twice,
wrestles
right?
a lot on Dark.
Yeah,
I think he's only had 2 matches. But
He
they have to
wrestles
build
quite a
him
bit
up
on
with, like,
Dark,
more.
but I think like they mentioned last week that if Wardlow turns on MJF, he can't wrestle because storyline wise,
He's not officially. On the
he's not
roster.
an AEW wrestler. He's employed by MJF. Storyline wise,
Right. He's an independent contractor. He's not.
I'm curious as to who will be the one to end MJF's streak, so that'll be interesting.
It's already been ended.
Well, you know what I mean.
Moxley ended it.
Okay. Anyways, there was a video package by Taz, and then Eddie Kingston in the ring talking about, he wants to do stuff.
I do want to point that the Eddie King or the Taz package was kind of cool. How he's doing this, like shows the different stuff. Like I know he's only doing it for his guys, but like I just thought that was like a well done package.
Is that when he came to the ring or no?
No, this is like when he's like talking about like here's the move that Ricky Starks does, and he does it this way, and here's why he will. By doing this way, he lifts the opponent this way, and he kicks out this leg, driving his opponent down. And it's like he's showing like the strategy of like, here's how the move works. So this is what the move's supposed to do. And I just thought that's kind of it's something I haven't seen. So I think that's kind of cool.
I love it. I love Taz's stable. I saw Brian Cage at Bar Wrestling, and literally with the most uninteresting wrestler there. It was like this big meatball kind of guy. Like, why do I want to watch him? But I forgot who he faced, but he had a really good match. And then the same night or whatever, no, not Taz, like Darby Allin, I think was there too. So it's kind of like watching these contrasting styles where it's like this guy over here is more interesting to watch. So I'm gonna go watch Darby Allin matches. But now that Cage is with Taz, getting the exposure he's getting, I know he's had great matches in the Indies, which I haven't seen. Like I think he was in Impact or no? Am I wrong about that?
He was. He did have a good career in Impact. I saw him at one of the shows I went to in New York, and that was other than him in the Battle Royal at All In. That was my only other time seeing Brian Cage. But I like the match. He can move really well for a big guy.
Right, but he's just kind of bland to me. Like, there's nothing about him that, like, besides being a big guy, like, Luchasaurus has a look, charisma,
right. But
you know what I mean?
But I agree with that, but to me, also going back, like, he has a look and he has a presence, kind of bland.
But that's why,
bland on Mac, that's why Taz is there.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's why Taz is almost like a Heyman character, where I'll be your mouthpiece, you just sit there and look tough, and then... But I love the fact that they have Ricky Starks, too, because, like, you have the big meat hall fucking Rick Wall kind of guy, and now you have Ricky Starks, who's like, you know, a little bit more lightweight, I guess, or I don't know, like
Right.
cruiser. They don't have a cruiser division
No.
just yet,
I see what
whatever.
you're
But
saying.
yeah, and so it's just a great dichotomy. It's like, dude, this is a good stable. That's what I was saying earlier. It's like I appreciate the stables, but I appreciate they have a mouthpiece. Taz is building these guys up as like future stars. Ricky Starks, I watched him in NWA, and I already liked him before. But
Right.
now seeing him with this stable and stuff, it's like, dude, these guys are badass. Like, I love it. But what I was saying was like, I think later in the night, Taz came out to actually like confront these people. And God damn, is he small. Well, I met him in real life, and he was taller than me, so that means I'm fucking super small too. Because like, he's standing next to these wrestlers. I'm like, dude, these guys can trounce this guy. But when I met Taz, he's at least a foot taller than me, so it's like,
Uh-oh. But that was cool. That I just want to make sure like that was just a different approach to a vignette. We have Hager and Jericho versus Private Party. I could not get in this match, and I love the Demo God, and I love Private Party. I guess Jake. We'll just blame it on Jake Hager. I guess I don't know.
But NWA World Women's Championship match was on the line for the first time in AEW history between Thunder Rosa and I'm gonna botch this probably, but Elise
Evilise.
Evilise.
Yes.
Great match.
Yeah, this is great. Thunder Rosa was probably their best signing, with the exception of Miro. Probably their best signing.
Oh my god!
But she's got to lose that belt eventually.
I think she's gonna lose that belt when the NWA starts back up.
Yeah, but who's the blonde one in the interview with Nick Aldis?
Camille. I just met her.
Camilla. She'll probably win it.
Yeah, she'll probably win it, but it'll probably be when the NWA. She'll lose it on an NWA show, I think.
And then as soon as Rosa loses it, I guarantee you she'll be signed with AEW or AEW.
She is signed with AEW. I read she was signed.
No, AEW. I meant to say.
As
soon as she loses the belt, she'll be in AEW full time.
Okay, but so
and she'll be skyrocketed because she's fucking great.
Yeah.
So far, these matches that we've saw on
TV,
AEW amazing.
Yeah. Definitely. Everybody criticizes their women's division. Thunder Rosa is bringing up the women's division.
Right.
Had a little set up a tag match for next week. Sheeta made the save, but yeah, this was an awesome match. Yep. Then we go to this.
Speaking of championship matchups, next week was announced Orange Cassidy, of all people, is going to fight Brody Lee for the TNT Championship, which
I want to see the match.
That's gonna be exciting.
Too early for Brody to lose it, but I can definitely see Cassidy winning.
Yep, that's what makes it an intriguing matchup.
The Dark Order is going to get involved. That's how. But
so are the Best Friends.
We'll see.
But Dark Order has like 1 million members.
Or will it look like Rock versus Mankind, where it's like so many people brawling in the back of ringside, and Brody's wondering what's going on, and then Orange just rolls him up and then suddenly he's champ.
Yeah.
That was a brilliant match. I remember being a kid watching that when The Rock was a face against the corporation that were heel. Or, no, The Rock was a heel, and then he was with the corporation. Something happened where he was in a match, and they handcuffed him to the rope, and then The Rock, it was like a double swerve where he suddenly became the face because he broke out of the handcuffs, started beating up the corporation, and then won the belt that night or whatever. But I remember watching that as a kid, and I was just like,
I don't know about that. I know.
You know what I'm talking about? I vaguely remember now that I'm like trying to remember more details. But The Rock was either a face and went heel, or a heel and went super face. But either way, it's yeah.
We'll have to look that up because I'm not.
It's like one of those episodes.
I remember. Well, we're getting off the rails, but like I remember when The Rock turned on the corporations because Shane McMahon accidentally cost him the title against Stone Cold at rematch from WrestleMania, and then he just basically went like, "Fuck Shane McMahon," and but like with
Because
a
The
lot more
Rock was a
charisma.
part of the corporation, and then he turned on him. I think
Yeah,
that might have been the point he turned on him.
that may have been what he turned on. Well, I'll have to rewatch that match, but yeah, but now we're gonna get to an awesome segment because you have Taz and Brian Cage and Ricky Starks and Lance Archer and Jake the Snake. I really like how this was done, where it was like, hey, like the managers are wheeling and dealing, and coming up with alliances because we need partners. We want the belt. Okay, she'll be our partner. We'll give you a shot at the belt. And I don't know. I thought it was really well done with like, you have both stables needing to come together to take out Moxley, and you see them actually kind of going like, here's why we're aligning. There is no like just, hey, they're together because they're all bad guys. They actually went on there, did an interview to explain this is why we're together right now, and this is why we're gonna be helping each other out because of this, rather than you just assume, oh, it's because all the bad guys are friends.
Right. Yeah, like I was saying, I love the storytelling that AEW does because they definitely they. I don't know if they have writers or if these are the wrestlers coming up with this shit, but they all know what
It's
they're
the
doing.
wrestlers. It's creative freedom.
They have
Creative, yeah,
they have
right.
bookers
Creative
and
freedom,
they
but
have
like it
bookers and
has to
free.
trickle down to the Bucks and Kenny, and they have to be like, it's some
And they
or
have
Jericho even. You know
they
what I mean?
have
Like,
agents too. Dean Malenko works for them. Jerry Lynn works for them. Tony Khan. Everything has to go through Tony Khan. If Tony Khan goes, no,
but
you're not.
I'm sure Tony Khan's just excited to be there, or he's just signing off on everything. Like, yes, yes, yes,
He's
yes, yes.
he's
You know what I
basically the
mean?
one to go to the paychecks for.
Vince McMahon saying no, 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 no. Tony Khan saying yes, 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 yes. You know what I mean? Like, but that's why the storytelling in AEW is beyond the competition right
Right.
now. Like in spades,
I
in
Yep.
will
fucking
cringe.
spades.
I will cringe a little if they say, "Hey, let's give Tony Khan a match." We're like, "Oh, please, no,
Oh God, once he bulks up like
no, no,
Vince.
no, no." Yeah,
Um.
but
But yeah, I like that. They have me excited to watch a throwaway 6-man tag match, and I want to see this match because they actually told a story. Here's why these two managers are aligning their guys, and then you have Hobbs, who has been kind of
He had like one match
there.
right so
yeah
far.
yeah
I think one.
he got taken out. Yeah, he had one, and then he had a real good showing in the Casino Battle Royal. Uh,
Oh, that's right.
took he got taken out by these guys, and then Darby's had the issue, so it's like, okay,
But I love the fact that
Mox explains
Moxley and
why.
Darby
Yeah,
have had matches, and Moxley even said, "Bro, don't make me hurt you. I respect you. I like you." But nowadays, taking him under his wing, where it's like, you don't have a choice. You're my partner. I like you, and that's
yeah.
that. Like, I cannot wait. I don't know who. Will Hobbs, like, he had one match, but now all of a sudden he's on the top of my list too. Where it's like,
Yeah.
dude, this guy must be cool because Moxley put him over like this. Where
We
it's like
did we,
that's what.
we
It's,
we did skip over the Eddie Kingston, Lucha Bros, Butcher and Blade segment. Just more great.
Mm.
oh, that's a good one too because Kingston said to Blade.
So I don't mean to skip this stuff. I was just like on a time frame. I'm just looking at stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't. I'm just
Oh,
all
it's
over the
fine.
place.
We just
Anyway.
we went off on enough tangents, but no, that was a good segment too. Just again, it keeps them looking good. It
Well,
keeps the stable
but that means
strong.
that Alley is going to turn on QT later. I don't know what the story was supposed to be there with Alley going out with QT Marshall,
Well,
or
QT having to quarantine kind of hurt
but if
probably a lot of
if
that.
Cody's already out of action because of his injury, you know what I mean, with Brody Lee or whatever, why would Alley turn on QT now just to like be like, see, haha, I was playing along because her original thing was like, her and the Butcher and Blade, we're tired of seeing Cody's face on posters and whatever. And then now that she's going out with QT and the Nightmare Family, you expected her to turn the knife at some point. But now that Cody's out, or they don't have like a leader in the Nightmare Family or whatever, it's like, what's the point of all this again? I don't understand.
Maybe
But Eddie
hey,
Kingston,
maybe that's who they're going after. Maybe that's what the Kingston stable's going after. Is they're going to try and do something to the Nightmare family, but they also, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
They're not achieving. I don't understand how they're supposed to assemble them by just. I don't know. But Eddie Kingston was telling Blade, I think, get your wife in order or get your life in. I think he's talking about get Alley back in check because what the fuck is she doing? I think she should have been with Butcher and Blade still. The whole thing with QT kind of fell flat for me. But
yeah, it did. But still good segment. Just like fucking Eddie Kingston's gold. Eddie Kingston's fucking gold.
yeah.
Eddie Kingston versus MJF in a promo battle. That I would love.
Eddie Kingston would murder him.
Eddie Kingston dropped a promo on a cookie on PTE. It was great.
Please let that be a weekly thing. Eddie Kingston doing promo stuff on anything.
But I think this is the segment I was talking about too, where Taz came out and looked super short compared to everyone.
Yeah, this was what you're.
Yeah, but I love the fact that Mox got attacked by the fan at All Out, and so they were trying to like make fun of it, I guess, by having people jump them again, or like, like just come out of the ramp, you weirdo. Why are you coming out of the side doors with the fans anyway? Like,
because
this is gonna happen.
Shield, that's why.
No, but and that's the thing too. It's like now that he assembled his own 3-man crew, this is like the Shield. It's like not lame. Like, these guys are here to be a force, or they're here to fight back, or they're not just hijack the show from behind the scenes with their own high production value,
or be a hacker that never got explained.
Beach Ball Mania.
But anyway, we got to talk about the main event. Which is fucking epic. The
best street fight I've ever seen.
Yes.
My God.
All 4 guys really worked well. You need to check out this match. There's nothing we can really say about it. Just really brutal, but it made sense for it to be brutal because they got personal. It was it started out kind of innocently, but then it took a very, very dark turn. Orange Cassidy was there. And the ending was just epic.
Well, they gave his finishing move a name. Did you catch that?
What was it?
They call it the Orange Punch.
Huh.
Like his Superman punch.
Yeah.
Or no, it's not a Superman. It's like it's kind of like an AJ Styles elbow.
Phenomenal forearm,
Phenomenal elbow.
Phenomenal forearm, yeah.
I guess it might be Superman punch, but they call it the Orange Punch. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple of things I wanted to talk about this match is that it looked painful as shit. They when Chuck took a fall or whatever on the windshield, cracked the windshield, but his whole back was just bloody.
Him and Trent both.
Dude. And then they're hitting him with pieces of wood on this back later and shit. I was like, it looked super painful.
This is something a friend of mine mentioned while we were watching Dynamite. They told me, poor Sue, all those bloody backs having to sit in her van or something along those lines. But yeah.
Also, I forgot. Somebody took a pile driver in the car, and it on the hood, and it was so close to breaking that guy's neck. I was like, dude. Like, I respect him for being like, hey, man, you guys are wrestlers, you know what you're doing, go ahead and plan it out yourself, whatever. But another botch that led to an injury would have been pretty bad a couple weeks
Would not have been a good look.
Oh, it was Santana to Taylor, a stump pile driver on the hood.
I think that's what it was, yeah. But yeah, it was a great match though.
Oh, yeah,
cars were set up cool. It looks like it's going to be either a play set they're going to release later, or if they have a video game, it's going to be a level.
There's enough fucking cars that you can do so many different wrestlers in a wave could have cars. You could have FTR in the truck. You could have Best Friends Orange Cassidy in the van.
Truck, yeah. The minivan, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but the ending was just funny where Best Friends, they win, and Trent's mom in the minivan hugs everyone, They drive off, and then Sue literally
Flips 'em off.
flipping Proud and Powerful off.
That was amazing.
So I don't know
Perfect
about you
ending.
guys, but when
Yeah,
I was a
beautiful.
teenager, I was super into music, and me and my friends would always go to shows or just whatever. But my mom, she would drive us around in her Plymouth Voyager, crispest green color. So green Plymouth Voyager, just cruising every
Oh,
which
wow.
way. And she would drive us to and pick us up from the show. And we, no questions asked, dude. Like if we'd come back in the car all drunk or high, she wouldn't. Hey, you guys want food on the way home? You know, like oh yeah. Like my mom was the best, but
That's good.
she had the coolest goddamn minivan, and she was a minivan mom. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
to the T.
What
But
were
when I
those
see
soccer
shit
moms?
like this, I fucking love it, dude. It's my favorite angle. The fact that they made her a badass too, where she's flipping them off, like
Right.
she's so cool. I want their T-shirt. Have you seen their shirt?
Yeah, I've
Where
seen
it's
the
like
shirt.
them in the back seat
No.
of the minivan and the
And she's
mom's
apparently
driving.
baking cookies and giving them to the wrestlers backstage at Dynamite. So
Always bringing everyone Kool-Aid or whatever,
Yeah.
like you know what I mean. Just the mom, orange slices.
Oh, that'll make Dark Order jealous. Be like, hey, wait a minute, you're drinking their Kool-Aid. What about our Kool-Aid?
yeah.
Yeah. It was great. I loved it. The
Great.
entire.
I
Not only
will.
was it like the best street fight, car fight, fucking whatever I can think of in recent memory, especially with the Edge and Orton match, where there was an hour and a half of it. And within this match, they're actually doing like
I didn't know they
Right.
played
spots.
tennis.
You know.
Yeah, they played tennis.
But it was just bad. You know what I mean? But this match, like I'm saying, not only was it a great match, but because it was built on so much storyline, and they might continue the story later, or if they don't, it's fine. But all the storyline telling in AEW so far is just spades ahead of the competition every single way. And who would have thought? Hey, what do you?
Who would have thought a minivan would have started this?
Right, but yeah, like they're all around a conference table on a Tuesday afternoon. What are your guys' storylines, Kenny and Hangman? Well, I'm going to be a drunk, and Kenny's going to get tired of my shit, and we're going to fight. All right, that sounds cool. What are your storylines over here? Well, we're going to be a bunch of heels that get around a stable with Eddie Kingston being our leader. All right, that's cool. What's your storyline? Our mom's going to pick us up on a minivan, and then they're going to ruin the minivan, and we have to fight about it. It's like, yeah, let's
That
go
works.
for it.
Let's go. And it worked.
That's some good shit.
That minivan's such good shit.
That's good shit.
It's funny on the Firefly Fun House they mentioned that's such good bleep.
That's such good shit, brother. The minivan people are gonna go crazy for that.
People are gonna love it.
Why has that happened? Hell, I'm shocked. Why hasn't neither WWE or AEW have a T-shirt that says "That's such good shit"?
I don't know. I saw a sign
Come
all out
on.
for it, but I think I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this might be. It's been the best Dynamite since COVID. I'm not counting the Saturday night one, but that was a good one too.
Yeah.
Um,
That was
just
good.
probably the best Dynamite since COVID, and maybe one of their best Dynamites ever. Top to bottom.
Yeah. I
I still
mean,
think like the January show with like the reveal of Brody Lee and Matt Hardy. That's my favorite post-COVID show from like COVID episode.
I'm never disappointed with the Dynamite. I don't think I've seen one where like this.
No,
was like
the only disappointing Dynamite episode there really has been was that weird ending in what was like last year in December when the Dark Order attacked the Elite, and everyone was wondering what is really going on here.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was
Dark
bad.
Order kind of they had a.
They've
come
been
into their
saved though.
own.
They're doing
I
better.
think it was the Nashville show too, or was it Memphis?
I don't remember, but that's. I'd still say
I
this
think
is probably the. I'd still say this is top 3 as far as all Dynamites, and for me, number 1
Yeah.
COVID Dynamite ever.
Well, they've only had their 1 year anniversaries coming up soon, right?
Yeah,
They've
but
only had a year of programming. I can't
I thought they
think
had
at
one
least
year
of
of stuff.
one Dynamite where I was like, what the fuck? This is the waste of time. But I can think of at least 3 Raws where I was like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
No, definitely.
Yeah.
yeah.
No. Right now, my favorite Dynamite show.
yeah, Mick
other
Foley did
than
put this match over.
Cleveland.
Thank you very much.
other than being at the Cleveland show, my favorite Dynamite episode has definitely been Moxley just swerving everyone with him saying, "Oh, I'm joining Inner Circle," and I'm like, "Yeah, just kidding. I'm not gonna join your stupid show
But
or your
say,
stupid table."
what,
Champagne
what, when
smash.
I well, speaking of Champagne, when I went to the one in Champagne, didn't have like a lot of great matches on it, but it did have a great Cody promo, and also it was Jericho coming up with the Lexicon of Le Champion, where he's not going to defend the
Yeah,
title against Cody, Kenny, the Bucks, Evil
Moxley,
Uno, Moxley, so and so,
Marty,
Moxley. So
Kenny from South Park.
yeah, Kenny Omega, Kenny from South Park. Yeah, so that was the promos were good, but not really so much. I mean, the show was good too, but like just it didn't have any matches like what we saw yesterday with, the street fight, the
Yeah,
FTR Jurassic Express or Hangman and Kaz. But yeah,
yeah.
I'm still gonna say best,
This was definitely an all of the bubbly
all the bubbly
episode.
all the way
It was good.
around, all
All
of
of
the
the
bubbly.
bubbly.
But yep, that this was an hour and 15 plus
This was
for
a
us.
long
So
one.
so thank you all for joining us. Told you we had a lot of stuff to cover and a lot of tangents to go on. Um, social media.
I'll
Nope.
start. All right, everyone. So
Find me on Mercari. I have everything for sale. Everything you see here is for sale.
No, you don't. I'll see. Everything here is not for sale.
You see that Suzuki Minori's signed photo on the wall? It's for
Yeah, that's
sale.
not for sale.
That AJ Styles
Oh.
picture signed? That's for
What
sale.
about that
That's not for sale.
championship belt?
That Mick Foley, Three Faces of Foley, signed from all three different Foleys? That's for sale too.
Yeah,
Make us an offer. We don't know. You don't know.
it's not
That
for
hat,
sale.
that Batman hat, $15 right now.
No, this is not for sale.
Look me up, Mercari. I will sell you
You're
everything.
coming California crime time right there. Rest in peace, Shad Gaspard. What a hero. All right, guys. So it is me, Easy, of the Elite Era Network. You can find me on Twitter at the Elite Era. Currently on a work road trip right now, so I won't be posting any Demolition episodes, and especially part 3 of the story of All In has been kind of moved around a little bit because I've just been caught up with work and everything. But I'm always on Twitter. I'm always, just on social media. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Elite Era Network. Shout out to the Podcast Wrestling Federation. They are the best peeps ever. And shout out to, of course, my girl Haley. You're kicking Sarcoma's ass. I love you. And to everyone, goodbye and good night.
Yes. Goodbye and good night. Goodbye, good night. Funny story. I tried to do that.
You just ruined my ending.
Yeah, I just read it. Whenever I was getting ready to fall
That's
asleep
good
after
shit.
WrestleMania, I was trying to do the goodbye and good night, and I went goodbye and goodbye. And I have people that can confirm that. But if you enjoyed this, please give a like, share, subscribe for more content, not just from the world of pro wrestling, but from the world of comics, anime, and all things geek culture. Listen to the Geeking Out podcast coming out every Wednesday. You might see a few familiar faces on there. And as always, follow me on social media, facebook.com/athleticgeek89, Twitter @athletic_geek89, and Instagram @athleticgeek89. None of this stuff is for sale. Don't believe a goddamn word he says unless he had similar stuff. My shit ain't for sale. But you can win shit, good shit, at some...
So your shit is for
That's
sale.
such good shit.
you can win some other good shit if you enter our next... what's coming up first? Is it Full Gear or is it Survivor Series?
No, I think it's Full Gear.
So if you enter a Full Gear, we'll have a Full Gear predictions contest whenever that comes, and you'll be able to win other shit, not this shit, but other good shit. But for Eric Wade, Easy,
Yo.
the Athletic Geek, we are just 3 marks. We're out.
There you go.
100 subs, man. That's awesome.
Hey,
Yes, it
congrats.
is.